Welcome back to the CryptoWorld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin is forming a brand new pattern that we must pay attention to. But just before I talk about that, let's first take a quick look at the 4-hour Bitcoin chart. And first of all, just giving you a quick recap, around 2 days ago, I'll let you know about this bullish divergence on the 4-hour chart. And ever since then, over the past 2 days, we've mostly seen bullish price action. But then for those of you that watched my last Bitcoin update video that I only posted yesterday, you would know that I pointed out this Bitcoin fractal that we saw play out around a month ago. Because obviously what we saw a month ago and what we saw just a few days ago were both bullish divergences. But as I said yesterday on the channel, if you're looking at the end of these bullish divergences, they both had a very sharp move to the downside, followed by a quick move back to the upside. And then we played out some more bullish price action in a smaller move to the upside before taking another short-term dip. And that's pretty much exactly what we are seeing right now at the time of recording this video. And even if you look at the 4-hour RSI between these two time periods, aside from the bullish divergence, they both entered into a short-term uptrend in the Bitcoin RSI after dropping into oversold territories. Now, I want to make it clear that there is never a 100% guarantee, but if we are seeing a lot of similarities between the current price action and what we saw a month ago, then that simply increases our chances of playing out a scenario very similar to what we saw a month ago. And I'll talk more about the comparison between these two areas on the charts in just a moment, because on the 12-hour time frame, we have just confirmed some new signals. But before I talk about that, there is this possible head and shoulders pattern that we need to be aware of. This head and shoulders pattern can also be viewed up to the daily time frame, but it's much easier to view this pattern on something like the 12-hour chart or this 18-hour time frame, for example. And for any of the beginners out there, a head and shoulders pattern is technically a bearish pattern, but I want to make it clear that the bearish outcome for this pattern only plays out if we see a confirmed break below the neckline, which is coming in at approximately 35,000 US dollars per Bitcoin. And in the most bullish scenario possible, we would invalidate this pattern if we continue to break above 40,000 US dollars, because in a possible scenario like that, where Bitcoin breaks above 40,000, then this right shoulder would simply be too big compared to the left shoulder. And so a sustained break above 40,000 would basically invalidate this pattern. But for the time being, while this pattern is technically still forming, it is definitely one to pay attention to, just in case it does end up playing out. But if you're wanting to know some signals that have actually confirmed, here on the 12-hour time frame, we have finally confirmed all three of these indicators lined up in the bullish direction. First of all, in the 12-hour parabolic stop and reverse indicator, we've already seen a few days worth of green. And then if you're looking in the 12-hour Bitcoin RSI, technically speaking, we are starting an uptrend, because we are currently seeing higher highs and higher lows, which is exactly what an uptrend is. And if you're looking in the 12-hour MACD, we saw the bullish cross just yesterday, but only just now, we have seen two 12-hour candle closes confirming that bullish cross in the 12-hour MACD. And in case you were new to the channel, the last time that we had all three of these indicators line up in the bullish direction was pretty much exactly 1 month ago. And so from that moment right there, where the parabolic stop and reverse indicator was in the green and both price oscillators here were in an uptrend, that led the Bitcoin price in a shorter term uptrend that lasted over the next 2 weeks approximately. And in fact, the gain that we saw over those 2 weeks was around 29 to 30% to the upside. Now, I want to make it clear that I do not expect the exact same gain and the exact same amount of days to play out again, because unfortunately, these indicators do not tell us the exact price that Bitcoin is going to go to or anything like that. They simply just tell us that Bitcoin right now on the 12-hour chart is heading in the bullish direction, technically speaking. But even though that is the case, we still cannot forget about levels of resistance, because obviously in any uptrend, we have resistance along the way, just like how in downtrends, we have support along the way. And as I have been mentioning for the past couple days now, we have strong resistance coming in at around 40,000 US dollars. And this is already playing out as resistance over the past couple days. So basically, it is important for Bitcoin to break above 40,000 and sustain that break above 40,000 due to everything that I've discussed so far in this video. And in terms of resistance above 40,000 US dollars, we could find a bit of short-term resistance at around 42,000, but really the next most important level above 40,000 would be around 45,000. And by the way, that $45,000 level would seriously be a turning point in the market if Bitcoin can break back above it, because in the most bullish scenario possible, we have a potential W pattern forming. Now, this is still in its early stages, but a break above 45,000 would essentially confirm this W pattern. And even if you look at the recent bottoming out phases for Bitcoin, for example, back in June and July 2021, and also back at the end of September last year, most of these Bitcoin bottoms were more of a price range, if anything, and it was the moments that Bitcoin broke out of that price range, so I'm talking about above these highs that we saw in the middle of that price range, that was when Bitcoin finally confirmed its recovery back to the upside. And the same goes for September as well. The moment we broke above that level right there, which is also the 45K level, that that was the turning point for Bitcoin, where we basically flipped from bearish into bullish. So basically, any bullish price action that we see below 45,000, I would only see as shorter term bullish price action, because if you're wanting longer lasting bullish price action, we need to break above that 45k level. And as for some important levels of support, we've got 37,000 US dollars and around 35,000 that we have recently tested as strong support over the past few days. And anything below 35,000, I'll be looking towards 33,000, and anything below that, potentially towards around 30,000 US dollars. And looking at our support and resistance in the VPVR indicator on the daily time frame, we have recently seen a bounce from this strong support coming in between around 38,000 and about 35,000. And then according to this VPVR indicator, we've got strong resistance starting at around 45 to 46,000 and going up towards around 50,000 US dollars. And if you're looking at the percentage of Bitcoin short positions on the Binance exchange and the Bybit exchange, right now the Bitcoin short positions on these two exchanges are still increasing. So essentially it is the same story as what I talked about yesterday. So if you are new to the channel and you have no idea what this means, then I definitely recommend you checking out my last Bitcoin update video. And taking a quick look in the Bitcoin order books, we should have a bit of resistance coming in at around 41,000 due to a decent amount of sell orders coming in at around 41,000. But other than that, if you're looking across all of these exchanges, there isn't really another massive increase in the buy orders or the sell orders within about $5,000 of each side of the current Bitcoin price, apart from the buy orders and the sell orders that we're seeing immediately on each side of the Bitcoin price. So there's definitely a lot of indecision in the market at the moment. There's a lot of people wanting to buy Bitcoin and quite a lot of people wanting to short Bitcoin, as we just discussed. Anyway, if you found this video useful, please make sure to drop a like down below. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe with notifications turned on so that you don't miss out on any of these important updates that I post every single day. And before we click off, you might as well check out one of these uploads if you haven't already. I've got a full trading tutorial video and a passive income video, which both show you ways to make more money in the crypto markets, whether or not prices are going up or down. But anyway, that is it for this update. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.